final day. Oduori, kama uko ready tuambie mechi ya pili tunawapata kina nani kwenye ulingo?
Yeah, kama vile ambavyo umeweza kusema Flo, mechi ya pili ni mechi ya kina dada, kuhakikisha kwamba wanaweza kugaragazana pale hivyo. Ni mechi ambayo itakuwa na center referee anakwenda kwa jina Duncan Makoha. Duncan Makoha ndiye center referee siku ya leo katika mechi dhidi ya Praxides Oduori na Mary Gathambi. So sasa nitakuwa nikiwakaribisha hapa jukwani kwa kizimba kwenye cage kuhakikisha kwamba wanafanya mambo yao. Lakini kwa kidogo tupate kuona hawa wasi wamekuwa kijitayarisha kivipi.
Mimi siendi huko waste time. I think game yangu inaisha na first round. Sitaenda sana.
Kutangulia sio kufika. Na aliya juu mgoje chini. Aliya chini umgoje juu.
Kwa hiyo patachimbika.
Katachimbika.
Ukweli kabisa. Kumbuka center referee kwa sasa ni Duncan Makoha, ambaye atakuwa hakikisha kwamba hawa warembo wawili wanafanya vile ambavyo inatakikana ama vile inaendelea. Kwanza kabisa ambaye anakwenda kwa jina Praxides Oduori, the Lioness Praxides Oduori, 66 kg, ukipenda uzami wa kilo 66. Huyu ni Praxides Oduori akiwa amevalia gloves nyekundu tena kabisa kutoka mtaa wa Kayole. Praxides Oduori anapata kuingia pale hivyo, ngumi anarusha 1-2 kuonyeshana ya kwamba ako sambamba tena zaidi. Praxides Oduori ambaye atakuwa akipelekana moja kwa moja na Mary Gathambi ama Zulfa on the blue corner, ama rangi ya samawati ukipenda, gloves ni za samawati, miguu ni samawati. Mrembo kwa jina anakwenda kwa jina Zulfa Mary Gathambi. Kwa mpigo tena zaidi, zidi kuwashangilia Mary Gathambi akiingia pale kwenye cage ama kizimba kuhakikisha kwamba wanachuana, wanamenyana.
The fight of the mothers is underway. The fight of the mothers. Praxides Oduori,
aka the Lioness,
who is a house manager in Umoja,
formerly
from Funyula in Busia County, and married actually to her coach.
Yes, very interesting
story here. Fighting Mary Gathambi Zulfa, which is her Muslim name, also a mother to 13-year-old Hassan Swale and 18-year-old Amina Saumu, who is married to a Muslim husband who was resistant actually to her involvement in MMA, but later on he said, "You can do it. It's a good sport."
Yes, I think that was a beautiful story. Mary Gathambi coming from a place where she had to prove her passion to her Muslim husband, and her Muslim husband being graceful enough to allow her to compete.
Right into the first round here, Mary Gathambi at the age of 34 years of age, with a height of 165.5 centimeters, weighing 69.8 kgs. This is her debut season at the Lfne against Praxides Oduori, the Lioness, at the age of 29 years of age, 160.5 centimeters of height, with a weight of 66.9 kgs. Starts on a high note here in the first round before even I finish the intros, because Praxides Oduori has played in 2 bouts and has won all the bouts.
Already in a clinch here, we have Praxides Oduori looking very composed. We have Mary Gathambi trying to take her down with a double leg, but Oduori looking very strong on her feet. They're back to the one-on-one. Hands being thrown, kicks being thrown. Praxides Oduori is actually a professional boxer who has trained under the legendary Elizabeth Agwedi.
Very nice there. Praxides Oduori now on the attacking end, and Mary Gathambi Zulfa on the receiving end here on the blue corner. And the red corner stands Praxides Oduori. You can just take a look on how Zulfa stands.
Yes, beautiful
With a
stance
very
there with
good
the hands
boxing
there.
technique.
Beautiful, I must say.
Beautiful there. Oh my goodness. Look at that. With a good left right. Almost taking down Zulfa, but not yet. Also still here on a clinch while still standing. Zulfa
Yes.
might be on the disadvantageous side against Praxides,
Yes.
who is very strong.
Both of the ladies seem to have very strong lower bodies. None has been able to take the other down so far. We have Praxides Oduori holding Gathambi's head in a headlock, looking like a guillotine choke, which she is so far unable to complete. Gathambi still attacking the legs, trying to get the takedown. A case of wrestling versus boxing and stand-up fighting here, Sagini.
This might take down one of the guys here who might be Zulfa Mary Gathambi, because he is on a tight headlock, which might also lead her into a submission, but not yet, because Praxides looks out for a takedown, but not yet able to take down Zulfa, who is also on the attacking end with some lower left and right jabs there on the stomach of Praxides, which might be also making her to lose and also making her weaker and weaker on the lower end of Praxides Oduori here, still on a headlock. And maybe, what do you think, maybe right now for Zulfa, what might be going through her mind?
Zulfa knows that if she brings her head up, the heavy hitting Praxides Oduori will be throwing hands her way. So she's made a very beautiful and wise decision to stay in the clinch, because despite the fact that she is in a headlock here, she is the one that is initiating the body hits, which will quickly exhaust her opponent, who will have no choice but to release her.
Zulfa, who is a very good student of Kempo Karate under coach Calvin's here, is on the receiving end, and Praxides still
Beautiful
to
work
lock
by
himself
Praxides.
and to release himself here. And the referee says the first round is almost done, and each of the fighter goes to her corner to take on some rest
Beautiful
here.
works by Praxides Oduori here, because she was fighting the hands. Most of these fighters get in a clinch or a body lock or any other type of lock, and they do not fight the hands.
Look at that. Very nice left jab from Praxides, and a good teaser there.
Yes.
Which almost made Zulfa to lose concentration.
Beautiful feint.
Very nice creative moves from Praxides, who is well known for close distance and heavy-handed kicks and heavy-handed jabs from Praxides.
If I am in Zulfa's corner, as the coach, I would tell her to keep distance so that she can initiate the head kicks and body kicks. Being too close to
Like that.
Praxides Gathambi
I like
is
that.
not safe.
Look at William Odino,
In the
the
corner of
hammerman,
Zulfa.
the corner of Zulfa. You might think maybe he is a coach.
I think Mr. Odino trains with many of these fighters, because most of them look up to him,
Yes.
especially the females. They look up to him because he is already an accomplished fighter, ready to and set to compete today.
Coach Mike Kamau on the red corner for Praxides Oduori might be also advising her to make sure that she uses her heavy-handed hands and also closes the distance between her and Mary Gathambi Zulfa, to make sure that the takedowns that she's aiming at venture into the second round very fast, to make sure that this fight doesn't go into a decision-making out, also doesn't also go to submission, also points collection.
Yes, Praxides Oduori looks ready to take on Zulfa in the second round. Let us see how she starts. Beautiful boxing stance. Starts with a jab. Started the former round with a leg kick. Yeah, beautiful jab, leg kick there. Beautiful leg kick. I like how Miss Zulfa has her hands up. Beautiful, protecting herself there, keeping Praxides away.
Zulfa also still, yes, now comes there with a tight leg right takedown there. Very beautiful, and the fans on the arena still can't be able to keep calm here. And now Zulfa with some punches on the ground, some ground and punches here on her opponent Praxides, but they're not yet able, or rather Praxides looks stronger to stand on her feet and also be able to look for a choke, and at the same time with a clinch on her feet.
Lovely approach by Praxides. As soon as she was taken down, she was able to establish her footwork again, get back on her feet. She wants to be punching Zulfa. She does not want to be on the ground. Zulfa doing very beautiful work, although I thought she would be better at a distance. She looks like she's doing very well at the clinch, where we expected Praxides Oduori to have the advantage.
I like how Praxides Oduori uses her technique of closing the distance, because at the moment she was on the receiving end of some lower kicks and jabs here and some punches on the ground, but then she makes sure that she doesn't enable her opponent Zulfa to be on a very wide range, but rather to close the distance between her and Zulfa. Now onto a clinch on their feet, both women here with some lower jabs, and also now using her elbow, an elbow strike there on the neck of Zulfa, which might also be enable her also to weaken Zulfa on the ground. The referee says don't touch the cage, it's against the rules of the game, and Zulfa still on a tight headlock and also on the receiving end of some very nice elbow strikes.
Yes, but I'm surprised that the referee chose to separate them, because Zulfa had worked very hard to get in that clinch and control the fight from within close distance.
Wow.
Now Praxides taking advantage of the separation once again, looking for takedown. Beautiful judo flip fails, but we have Zulfa on top of Praxides Oduori. Ground and pound there. Beautiful 2 takedowns for Zulfa. What do you see, Mr. Sabine?
I think this is a very nice fight in the second round now, with a ground and pound here, a ground and pound here from Zulfa onto Praxides Oduori, who is also looking for submission from a tight headlock, but not yet able to make sure that Zulfa is on the weaker side, because her tight headlock doesn't look so tight to make sure that Zulfa fades away and taps out in some few seconds before the second round is over. And Zulfa now still able to ground and pound. They look tired.
Zulfa had an opportunity to take Praxides back at the end of that round, which he was not able to take advantage of because the time lapsed. But now we will see what happens in the third round, if they still have the fight on their feet or they take it to the ground.
Those were nice. That's a good right low kick followed by a right jab.
Beautiful single leg.
Not yet able to remain in concentration because Zulfa came out on top and actually took down Praxides.
Zulfa doing much better than I expected her to do in her boxing. She is very well known for her kicks, training for 7 years before getting any competitive match. In a first competitive match, getting a heavy challenge in the form of Praxides Oduori, but she seems to be keeping up.
Zulfa, when you mention 7 years of experience, Zulfa Gathambi is a very good student of Shotokan Karate, and until now, do you think that Shotokan Karate has been shown from her?
I have not seen her Shotokan Karate, but I have seen beautiful boxing, beautiful wrestling. I must again say that that was a very lovely single leg takedown. It takes some time and experience to be able to execute that. Third round's again.
Into the third round, Praxides Oduori on the attacking end and Zulfa Gathambi on the receiving end, still submitting onto a headlock on a clinch here from Praxides Oduori.
I would not
who actually takes her inspiration from the likes of Kenyan national champion Kojisina Ochieng.
Yes, she also likes Miss Zarika Fatuma, who she has been watching for a long time. But seeing that she is a boxer, I am really surprised that she has chosen to fight in the clinch. A better approach for a boxer would be to keep distance, keep throwing her hands while Zulfa is away from we got Praxides Oduori still in clinch. I would have expected her to stay far away from Zulfa, but Zulfa is also holding onto her body. More body shots would have worked here. Maybe a few stamps on the feet to weaken your opponent.
This might end also like the first bout between Boyka 2 and JY 2, because they were still also on the lower end. The match wasn't that very high but this one also looks like just the same as the first bout between Boyka 2 and JY2 here. And now until now, I can say from the first round, second round, now in the third round, still Praxides Oduori still looks for a submission via a tight headlock, which has not yet been able to take down Zulfa. Wow, good uppercut there from Praxides Oduori.
Gathambi has an opportunity to move under Praxides' arm and take her back, which he seems to be doing.
Yes.
She can take, beautiful arm control by Praxides. If Praxides would have released Zulfa's hand, she would have been in a dangerous position there.
That could have been over.
Yes, again, that could have been over because Mary Gathambi would have secured a rear naked choke, which is very difficult, near impossible.
Look at that. How Zulfa allows Praxides Oduori to punch her on her face while still on a clinch. Oh yes, there goes now a left lower kick from Zulfa, but then on the receiving end from Praxides Oduori with good left right jabs, looking to knock out Zulfa.
Praxides
once again Praxides Oduori closes the distance and looks for a tight headlock.
Yes, they're again in the clinch, but Praxides seems to be opening up. That was a beautiful combination, 1-2, 1-2. Beautiful jabbing, heavy right hands. Still in the clinch at the edge of the cage here. We have the referee looking closely. If Praxides can secure a judo flip here, it will be her third takedown of the fight, giving her more points over Praxides Oduori on our unofficial scorecard.
It's almost time here before we get the winner. And the referee says round 3 is over. The fight of the mothers, the clash of the mothers is over. We are waiting for the winner, which is also going into a decision making from the referees. Who do you think? Mighty Marge Top.
Spectacular showcase. I am unsure who won this fight. Both of them seem to have put in the work. Gathambi with the heavy attacks and the beautiful takedown. Praxides with the heavy hands and the control.
Was a good takedown from Zulfa.
Yes, who reversed the judo flip Praxides was trying. Here now, we have her with a beautiful uppercut.
Look at those uppercuts on a clinch. Nice one from Praxides. And a good left lower kick on the stomach, on the lower part of Praxides, but yet not able to take down Praxides. What are the referees saying on the ground? Let's listen in now from the ground. And we get Florence on the ground with
remember to not
Toto.
Practice this at home. Do not dare do this at home. Never even try it.
The referee is now still cleaning the cage here. Maybe we can just take a look at how things unfolded on the cage. Still very sunny from Meru County, the backyard of Honorable Kiraitu Murungi.
And CS Peter Munya. We have our fighters here fighting for their own names to be on the news, on the sports news, on the TVs, on endorsers and sponsors, contracts and checkbooks in the future.
Remember, we have the winners of the 3 title fights will be heading on to Turkey.
Yes, they will be heading to Turkey. They have been invited by Mr. J. Adam, a close friend of the Lfne president, Mr. Stephen Omwenga.
Who is also a commentator?
Yes, former commentator for the #1 premier mixed martial arts franchise in the world, the Ultimate Fighting Championships, led by Dana White.
Remember, we have 10 bouts undercard for you as our viewer, and we are already done with 2 bouts. We are remaining with 8 bouts. Among them 3 title fights and 6 and 5 exhibitions. Let's now take a look at who is the winner between Praxides Oduori, the Lioness, and Mary Gathambi Zulfa.
Off to the official scorecard.
Tuko live kwenye KUTV. Tuko live kwenye Facebook ya KUTV Kenya pale kwenye mtandao. Then remember, you can also communicate
Asante maridadi tena kabisa. Mpenzi mtazamaji, sasa hizi ndio ambayo imekuwa na center referee Duncan Makoha, ambayo sasa mareferee wenye walikuwa upande wa nje wote wamekubaliana ya kwamba Praxides Oduori ako na alama 56 na ndiye mshindi dhidi ya Gathambi. Praxides Oduori.